Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Snapchat, WhatsApp, Pinterest, YouTube, LinkedIn. I'm sure you've all heard these names before. I'm also sure that many of you will use some of these on a daily basis, but what do they all have in common? Well, yes, I know they're all social media, very clever, but are they all the same? And more importantly, are they really used for the purposes you think they are? Good morning, my name is Aitana, and I have come to discuss the complex relationship between social media and confidence. Let me begin with a story. The story of a teenager. Any teenager, for example, Martina, Julia, Celia, or myself, navigating through the challenging journey of adolescence. For most of us, social media becomes both a source of inspiration and a breeding ground for self-doubt, where every like, share, and comment can influence the way we see ourselves. And when I say this, I don't mean that getting a dislike on one of my videos or posts will make me sad one day. I'm talking about a much bigger problem. This is far more serious than that. The self-doubt can get to a point where our self-esteem is so diminished that teenagers can start hurting themselves or even having suicidal thoughts. The discussion about social media usually is it good or is it bad? Should young people have access to it or shouldn't they? However, in my opinion, this is a very simplistic approach to the issue. Things aren't just good or bad. It all depends on how we use social media, how much time we spend on it, and how much we compare ourselves to others while using it. In Spain alone, 85.6% of the population uses social media, which means that 40.7 million people use it. Now, if we talk worldwide, 60.6% of the population uses social media, which might seem like little, but this actually means that 4.9 billion people use it. And because it is something that affects people from all four corners of the earth, I would like to analyze in greater detail the beneficial and harmful effects it has on us. We all know that it is in human nature to compare ourselves to others, sometimes not even intentionally. And this can be okay as long as it helps us improve the things we're not good at, and as long as it helps us learn from others. The problem comes when this starts to become a habit. When the addictive nature of likes, positive comments, and other social validation creates a reliance on external affirmation, or when we forget about the fact that not everything shown on social media is entirely accurate. The platforms showcase carefully selected moments, filtered images, and flawless lives, causing lower self-esteem and affecting how we do things in our daily lives. This addiction I just mentioned is leading to situations where families are having to deal with aggressive behavior coming from their teenage children when trying to reduce the time they spend on these platforms, when trying to take their mobile phones away from them. As social media has become more popular, people's mental health has started declining, and depression is now a serious issue amongst teens and young adults. This is because when we compare ourselves, we tend to do it with people who are doing better than us, making us think that the situation we are in is bad and that we should be ashamed of it. It is thought that the amount of comparing we do can lead to a perpetual cycle of seeking approval, impacting the amount of confidence and self-esteem we have. However, if we were to compare ourselves with people who are doing worse than us, we would see that we are not doing so bad ourselves. Here's the thing that many social media users don't see. Even if someone is doing better than us, it doesn't mean that they are better than us. As I mentioned earlier, are all social media the same? The problems or benefits depend on the platform you choose to use. This is because, depending on the different platforms, there is going to be different content. For example, the use of Instagram and Facebook is associated with lower well-being, while the use of Twitter is associated with higher well-being. This is because on Instagram and Facebook, people like to show themselves positively, while on Twitter, people like to show how they really feel and how they really are. One thing to keep in mind while discussing this topic is that it's much easier to fake something online than it is in real life. For example, if you were to go and compare yourself to people in a restaurant, it wouldn't be the same as comparing yourself to people online, where it seems as everything's perfect, nobody has a bad day, and so on. This is what is called the illusion of perfection. It might seem as if social media is all bad, but it can be quite good actually if we know how to use it properly. Another thing to keep in mind while discussing this topic is that it mostly affects teens and preteens due to the fact that teenagers are among the highest consumers of social media and that our confidence isn't fully developed yet. You may be asking yourself, why is it so popular amongst this age group? This is because social media allows us to share our interests and posts about our favorite sports, celebrities, artists, and talents with a group of like-minded individuals, fostering positive connections. It can also encourage self-expression and become a great platform for diverse voices. Also, during the ages when children are adolescents, it really affects us what our peers think of our posts and if they approve of them or not. So any like, dislike, or comment we get from them is really going to affect our confidence. It is proven that positive feedback or comments enhance self-esteem. Humans are social creatures and need the companionship of others to thrive. The strength of our connections can really have an impact on our mental health, both negatively and positively, therefore affecting our confidence. If we have a lot of social connections, it can really boost our confidence and can even add years to our lives. However, lacking social connections can really pose a serious risk to our mental health. So, as we mentioned earlier, we can say that social media is not either good or bad. It all depends on how, when, where, and for what purposes we use it. The key is teaching future generations critical thinking skills, fostering self-awareness, promoting a healthy relationship with technology, and encouraging authenticity online so we can feel empowered to thrive confidently through the digital world. And now, let me ask you one final question. Do you really know how to use social media? Thank you.